Hello. Test. 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 1, 2, 3. Come on. Test. Test. Hey, Extreme, how's it going? How you doing, my dude? How's everything going for you? Early morning, early for me, anyway. It's definitely early for me, but makes me get up and do stuff, not be a lazy little slump. It's hard to see my keyboard in front of my microphone. Hopefully the level's alright. I tested stuff out yesterday and it should sound a lot better today. In theory, we'll find out. Yeah, no, I'm a little surprised it's early. I feel like every time they announce one of these things, it's just earlier and earlier. Uh, the Pokemon one was 9:30, I think. This is 9. Uh, who do I think it's gonna be? Man, I have no idea. They keep announcing. Well, actually, they keep announcing. People keep speculating different characters. Dante's a popular one. Gino, Waluigi. Don't know what the 3 means. People are saying it's saying it's a W for Waluigi or something. I don't know. I'd love to see a character like Paper Mario. Um, really out there, pick Beautiful Joe. Not gonna happen. Um, I should make a video about Smash stuff at some point. I haven't done that as much, but uh, I really have no idea. I'm hoping for a Sony character. I was talking to some of my coworkers yesterday about it. Possibly like Sora would be really cool. I would like to see Sora. I think that would make sense for a lot of video gamey kind of stuff. Um, for like a sort of Disney representation, another RPG. But Final Fantasy VII coming out, I mean, who knows? But I don't think we'd see any Final Fantasy VII characters. A lot of people really want Gino. He's been on the list a long time. I don't know if it's going to be him, but yeah, I like to see a Sony character. I There has to be Crash or Spyro. It'd be such a letdown if one of those two isn't. I don't see other Sony characters getting in like Jack and Daxter because they just added Banjo, and that's already a duo character that's from a collectathon game. I don't see like Sly Cooper or Ratchet and Clank or maybe Sackboy, But I feel like if they want to go towards that 90s, early 2000s kind of representation, you have to go Crash or Spyro. And I definitely see Crash. It looks like he fits a Smash mold more than Spyro does, even though I prefer to see Spyro. What I'm basically saying is that I love to see Spyro the Dragon. I'm not going to bank on it. It really could be anyone. I feel like it might be kind of weird. Sakurai was kind of hinting towards a Puyo Puyo character. I don't think that might be like a Mii Fighter thing or an assist trophy. I don't know. I don't think you're going to get a Puyo Puyo character. I think that'd be a little too weird. I think a lot of people were kind of let down by Hero. Not necessarily let down, but surprised just because it's not as popular as it is in the US. But hey, we got Banjo. And, I understand that Hero's big in Japan, the whole that whole series, Dragon Quest. So I want to hope that they add a character that is more universal, that people would like. Love to see some sort of Cuphead representation. But again, that's a bit more Xbox. Xbox is a bit more United States. Yeah, it could be it could be anyone. There we go. That's the thing. No one really knows because we have all these track records of it really actually could be anyone. We've had characters like Banjo, which is Xbox. We've had characters like Hero, which is more of a Japanese thing. We've had characters like Joker, who wasn't even on Nintendo before Smash Bros. And other weird characters from past games like Snake and Cloud. You just have no idea. I love to see a Mortal Kombat character. That way we get Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Maybe like a Liu Kang or like a Johnny Cage. But doesn't quite look like it. Could be anyone. Could even be you. Probably not. Because I'm more a fan of Smash characters that are one more of like first party one, the ones that people more recognize, and also kind of the weirder ones. So like characters that look a bit more abnormal. I think that makes more for an interesting fighter game. I really hope it's not Steve from Minecraft or some Fortnite character. I really hope not. That feels too You know what I mean? Maybe like an assist trophy or something. I feel like Steve from Minecraft would fit a lot more as a Mii Fighter, the sword Mii Fighter, than anything else, than its own character. I mean, Minecraft stage could be cool, but it feels weird. I feel like Nintendo would rather want to push something like a Mario Maker for their own creative thing. But I really have no clue. I mean, it's Sakurai at the end of the day. I don't know, he has to get stuff approved and whatnot, so yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of inputs in it. Fans have been asking for Waluigi. I don't think we'll get Waluigi in the first Fires pack. I really think we could see him in the next Smash pack. Just because they did announce another one, no one was expecting it, and a lot of people are asking about Waluigi. So I'm really hoping that they add him. I really hope they add Captain Toad. Paper Mario's a big one for me. I wanted Captain Toad early on, but considering they put him in, they put normal Toad in Peach's moveset, I don't think we're gonna get Captain Toad, unfortunately. I still hope for Paper Mario though. Like he's a cool one. Wart for Mario 2 would be cool. Another Mario bad guy. Dixie Kong. I think there's a lot more options for more of the characters people expect in the second pack, more so than the first one. I think the first one has proven that we are going to get a lot of weird characters that people cannot anticipate. And I say that disregarding the fact that everyone has probably guessed every character in the world. So there's going to be someone out there who guessed the character. It's a W, it's a 3, it's an E. I don't know. Maybe it's Virtual Boy or Nestor. Or 3 for Zelda A Link to the Past, and it's Aghanim. The speculations are absolutely insane. I should have done a video about that. Just insane speculations. I am tired. I woke up and I'm just like, man, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna stream everyone. As soon as I got home from work last night, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure desktop stuff worked. Getting desktop audio on this thing was kind of a pain in the butt with headphones, but I figured it out. I made that work last night, the thumbnail and everything. So I'm putting work into this for you all, for all these tentpole events, and actually started streaming a little bit earlier. The plan was at 8:50, but I did 8:40. So there you go. But it is starting in 4 minutes, though. 4 minutes. The Sakurai. It's my Smash poster right there. I hate the Smash poster. I really do. The one that came with Smash Ultimate. It's just gray with the Smash logo on that's black. And it's just nothing. And then the other side is just, I think it's just Final Destination, but there's nothing on it. It's Smash Ultimate. Their whole thing was that they're gonna have every character on it, and then the poster that you get from GameStop just had nothing on it. It was sad. It's a bit of a disappointment, I would say. Yeah. But hey, for those stopping by on the stream, I did have a video uploaded yesterday, so definitely go check that out. And I'm working on a video I'm hoping to have by tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I can finish it today. It's nothing too bad. Doom Slayer. Is Doom Slayer Doom Guy? The Doom Guy? Like a different one. Yeah, Doom Guy. Same guy. Okay. He would be really cool. I don't see him being in Smash Bros. He's the kind of character I actually see in like a Killer Instinct. That's a game I really wish got ported to Switch. There's some Xbox games I wish got ported to Switch, and that's definitely one of them. He definitely fits more in like a Mortal Kombat or a KI kind of game. He would definitely fit though he would make for a great PC representation. I think I would love that as well. 2 minutes. Definitely let me know how the audio is as soon as you can. I'm not entirely sure what it'll sound like. Have it like medium volume. Doomslayer would be really badass, so I would be 100% down for him. But I don't know how family friendly, Doom Slayer is with his guns and stuff, as much as a Scorpion or Sub-Zero, which would also be great additions. I'd also like to see Ryu from Ninja Gaiden, but then you got 2 Ryus. I don't know if that would be confusing. Ryu. Ninja Gaiden would be cool because it's NES character. I really wanted to see the guy from Contra. That was one along before the game was released. I wanted to see the Contra guy because that'd be really fun. Just spreading bullets everywhere, things just going all over the place. That'd be really a fun character. But yeah, it could be anyone, and we're gonna find out in 1 minute. Race to the finish. I've always speculated it would be really interesting if they added an original character, an original playable character in one of these games, because you've had original bosses and sub bosses and fodder characters and whatnot, but never a fully original character. I think that'd be really interesting for a DLC, if not like a main thing for one of the games. Should be starting any second, though. Oh, there he goes.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next
Hopefully
DLC fighter.
on good levels.
Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide. The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy, which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, "Wow, really?"
Because then you can actually have something to talk about.
Let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information.
I wish they announced it sooner, but that's
However, even if you say, "That's not the character I was picturing," I hope you don't have any hard
Oh,
feelings.
it's gonna be bad. He's
We
like...
prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is
being
pretty
sketchy
quickly.
about this.
Now, let's do this.
Here goes. It's like an RPG. Oh. Is this Fire Emblem? No. Come on.
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies!
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am
Is this
trapped
Fire
within this
Emblem?
void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
Billeth.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice. You must join Smash.
Huh?
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
Billeth? Who's Billeth?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Yeah, really? Another Fire Emblem character? Like, people were talking about last night, there's way too many Fire Emblem characters. Like, they filled up DLC spots.
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day?
Characters, really?
So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
He's a playable character and main protagonist in the 3 House. That's like the new one.
How is this?
I think Sakurai kind of knew. He was like, okay, everyone, just calm down.
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach. Use Amir's overwhelming power.
I like the look of the attacks.
Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
Is it like you get a weapon change kind of thing? Is that how it's
Along with
work?
the sword of the creator. Each weapon matches a direction.
Oh, okay. So it's just all in one.
Your will and mine be now as one. To you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the world.
Well, wow, more Fire Emblem, because we need an entire row of Fire Emblem characters. Oh boy.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, so clearly they threw in a
This
character
release is planned for January
really
28th.
quickly.
You'll have instant access
Unless
if
they
you
made
have
it
the Super
just
Smash
for
Bros.
Smash.
Ultimate
That's weird.
Fighters
You
Pass,
just pick up
and it will also
main
be available
pass.
for
I don't
purchase
know.
individually. In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things,
Like, are they-
so don't worry.
You know?
First off, what is Fire Emblem?
Like, they're explaining a series
It's
that's...
really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producers say
They
it's
have a lot of
okay if I
characters in
just say
Smash
Fire
already for it.
Emblem.
They're still trying to push
But when
it.
writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical
It's weird to go
role-playing
from
games. You might be wondering what
characters
makes
like
it particularly tactical.
Terry,
Well,
Banjo,
it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it
and then
as
just
moving
a
pieces in a board game,
Fire Emblem
or in other
character.
words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle. When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircraft, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games. Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, I'm not... no.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd
Sakurai,
lose that
come on.
unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use
Again,
them
at
again.
the start of it, he was kind of warning people.
Recent entries in
almost.
the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some
So-
degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals,
Alright,
so to
see you
speak.
later, Extreme. Have a wonderful day.
In the older games, your units would really
They
be
might
gone,
announce
never to be
something else.
mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
I wish he explained more of his reasoning behind
People who aren't Japanese in
really
particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that
almost.
many?
Make that really long thing.
Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, if they're playing any Fire Emblem games. I feel like I'm not the only one that's kind of sick of seeing all these Fire Emblem characters. It's all kind of the same. At least with Pokemon, they're so drastically different. You have such different things.
There you go, 17.
3 for 3 houses. Ah.
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary. This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2, then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it? You can actually count up to 31 on one hand.
That's kind of neat.
And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023.
How to do that. You're teaching me. I'm more interested
if you've given up
in
counting the knots
counting
in
in
the tatami
binary
map,
from
you could always give it a go.
than Fire Emblem.
What is Fire Emblem Three Houses? In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses.
So maybe everyone else is more
Once you've
excited
chosen a
than I am
house,
about
you
it.
guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses in multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
What does that mean? You can't make her into a fighter.
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is
You're
very
gonna add a
different.
Breath of the Wild character.
Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand. Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished
They're
version.
putting this character off until the end of the month. Just to work
As
on it.
always, I'm using a special in-game
But they
camera
had
and
gameplay
such for
since
demonstration
November.
purposes.
But Terry, they said they had video a month
Here we
in
go.
advance and he was ready right away. I'm curious about that. I wonder what that means. I don't know, it sounds...
So, this is our new
It
fighter,
sounded kind of
Byleth.
sketchy a little bit.
Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point
Even
either.
if I was
their
down with
grab
the
lacks
character.
range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes
He looks
depending on
like
the direction
Crom.
you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem 3 houses.
Got that.
They look like
turquoise
bones,
hair.
and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator.
Sage
The
looks
Sword of the
cool,
Creator
though.
here is Byleth's default weapon.
Another flat
They use it for
Sage.
flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack,
Well, it's not Dante.
they'll whip the
Genos,
sword upward to launch enemies in the air.
Luigi.
For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts
I'm
for a
not-
relatively long time.
You know,
The up special move is
Smash
really
player, so I
something.
can't say,
The
oh, look
sword
at those
extends like
frames,
this,
Look at that
allowing you to do things like
land
this.
lag. Whoa.
It was pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
That's scary.
you can do awful things like this.
That's really scary. I like the Battlefield version.
That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain
Pretty.
percentage.
Okay, so you can't just gimp people with it.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful.
That's a
You may
scary
find it
attack.
helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now, for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so.
How long do
Marth's
people
air
are like,
attack
you gotta
keeps
ban
opponents
him.
in check too,
Gotta
right?
ban Hero. You gotta ban Bayless.
If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
You could angle it. That's gonna be a thing.
Also, if you add an upward tilt,
This
it will be
obviously isn't gonna
stronger.
be a tournament legal stage.
And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim
There
for
is
it.
a lot of good juggling potential with this character.
By the way, the tip of the lance
Those
is
seem to
more
be the good
powerful.
characters.
The shaft part is weaker,
Shaft.
so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward,
Who's your favorite blue-haired Fire Emblem character? In
or downward
Smash?
in this case.
Byleth, Marth,
Next,
Braum,
the side special move.
Lucina.
Byleth will
Ike.
simply swing the lance like this, but again,
They're all
it has
blue-haired.
excellent reach.
Except
For example,
Robin
even when your
and,
opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
what was a dragon lady's name? Corin,
Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little,
Roy.
like this.
So many characters. I think the issue I have, not
But as
necessarily
you'd
is
expect,
just
it
they're
can
from
be
Fire
easily
Emblem,
shielded,
it's
so
just
be
that
careful.
They're all kind of the same.
Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area.
Brute sword users.
Returning to the side air
With the
attacks from
exception of,
earlier,
like,
they have great horizontal
you know,
reach, but they
Corn
lack
Robin.
verticality. So this complements it well.
Even that, you had
Although you'll be
Corrin
vulnerable
and
when you
Robin
land.
and Lucina. That was already 3 characters.
Now, for the
in
downward
Fire
inputs.
Emblem in Smash 4.
For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir.
That was like an ultimate. Okay, we got Crom. All right.
It's named after a
that's
weapon
fine.
that appears in Ugaritic myth.
But like,
First,
you have all
the
these
down
characters
air
that
attack.
don't have any
It
representation.
really is strong.
Or they rarely get any.
You can try for a meteor effect with this
names
attack.
Like Star Fox or F
Next
Zero
is the down smash attack,
or Kirby.
a heavy swing of the axe back and forth.
And then you have a
As you
million
can
from
see,
Fire
it has a
Emblem,
great deal
although
of launch power.
It's silly.
And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect, which allows you to withstand an attack. Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch
That
at
could be a
about the
good
same
thing.
time,
It could be a bad thing.
it plays out like this.
That's
It's a
kinda
bit
crazy.
slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor
But that
effect,
means
you
you
have
can
the
just
advantage.
get a couple good hits and then just get out of there.
Unless you get grabbed.
And then if they missed it, then they'll be open for other things.
Another notable
So it could be a
aspect
bad
is that it
thing.
lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
Well, that's cool.
It won't let you jump,
turn
but you
around
can
with
use it
it,
as a
though.
surprise attack. Also, you can turn around during the move.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change
Big ol'
direction.
Hammer, or super hammer.
Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group
That
of
range
opponents.
is behind him too.
Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them.
Even if you
By the
miss
way,
it, can-
earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters.
So any character that
It hits with
any
that much
character can
power in a
counter
single
it.
attack.
Okay.
Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
So
Next, we have the neutral moves.
very careful with that.
The bow you use is called Fail Not, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the
That's
weapon
very
around.
Like
It's also easy to create certain
what are the
combos with
stages?
it.
Because it keeps changing. Is it gonna be like?
And with the
Brawl
neutral
stage,
special,
Castle
you'll
Siege?
let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right?
He seems like a.
But there are a
mix
few noteworthy
smash
aspects
of
to this bow.
Different characters.
First,
Like, he has a little
the
bit of
biggest
Pit,
difference between this bow
little
and
bit
Link's
of
is that once you
Velma,
enter the
little bit
command,
of-
you can keep charging
of Marth,
until it's ready.
A little bit of Falcon.
You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the
seems
shield
good.
button.
And most of the DLC
You can also
characters
change direction while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow
That looks like it
a
charges
beam
up
of light.
right away.
You can perform this move by keeping the button held down.
Why would you not want to
You
use
charge
that?
up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire.
Is it a
But
beam?
again,
Is the
you'll need to
beam-
take care when
Where's
using
the
this
hitboxes
move.
in that?
For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it.
Okay.
So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible. Once you've entered the stand, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a
a lot of
long-range
speed
move.
off, a lot of acrobatics stuff. He
letting
also
you
is
deal
really
a sudden
powerful
blow
too,
to
so
opponents.
I can see him being pretty deadly.
So you need to think carefully when using this
not
projectile weapon.
overpowered, but
Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured
This has to be
Heaven.
a
This
DLC
is an enhanced
stage.
version. As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
man, we're Skull Kid.
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders.
Very colorful.
Those of you who've played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't we see this variation in the final Smash?
Garrig Mock Monastery.
Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garrig Mock Monastery. This is how Garrig Mock Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral all in one stage.
So it's a 4-tier stage.
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these 4. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these 4 areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a
Now they have
monarch.
Sakurai.
For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one.
Sakurai said doo-doo.
There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see.
So you can't get items. Dang.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
It's
I wonder where
similar
people will
to
buy their supplies now.
Shadow Moses, but I mean,
And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper.
a lot more killable than.
You
Shadow
often pass
Moses.
through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
Okay, it's kind of like
you'll come crashing back down.
Dragon
You've
Quest
broken through the
stage
ceiling
a
and
little bit.
slammed into the building.
And it's a different transition.
And the guests in
than
the reception hall are
Castle
Edelgard,
Siege.
Dorothea, and Petra of the Black
with a lot
Eagles.
more pizzazz.
Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adrestian Empire, and as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
It's like the stage for Mario, or like the Bowser's Castle. Mario
However,
RPG.
Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone.
Makes you wish they added Geno
There we
instead.
go.
This was
I made
the
it.
stage.
And you can knock it down.
Bowser's Castle.
Also, you can break this table,
I want to see mods of this now.
like so. Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
Bridge of Elden. Anyone?
It's similar to the Bridge of
The
Elden
thing
stage.
is, though, they're all flat.
The guests are
They're
from the
all
Golden
really,
Deer,
really flat.
Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence.
Like, what's
They
the point
belong
in
to the
changing it?
Leicester
There always gonna be
Alliance.
different levels of flatness, you know, with like 8
Because it's an
platforms
alliance of many
sometimes,
noble
like-
families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name
for each
overlap.
Smash Bros.
The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple.
It doesn't look as
You can
long
expect
as
plenty of blows to
Elden,
be
which is
exchanged
nice,
at the
but
edges of the
still.
screen. You could also
Levels
say
of
it's a
flat.
place where the fail knot
This is-
really shines,
this is
and in
flat
this
zone
sense, I think
3.
it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
Alright, 4th one.
The last area is the
It's
cathedral,
just we're here
only
for
with some platforms you can pass through.
As we get
The
some
guests
platforms
appearing in the
here.
cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these
It's
platforms.
very flat ground with two
Being the last
platforms.
area,
Like,
it
you got
may be a place
platforms,
where
why am
some
I saying
intense
at
battles
least
will
we
be
got
waged.
that? And they go away.
It'll cycle through each location in about
flat.
2.5 minutes.
It looks pretty, but god dang it. Add like a
Okay,
bump or
today we'll have a
something.
tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker! And Hero!
And not my boy Banjo.
Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
I got a lightning bolt. Banjo did something.
By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor gear. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Then again.
It'd be hilarious if Sakurai loses. We're seeing Sakurai AI
I better
right
keep my
now.
distance.
Sakurai AI.
I'll use this chance to attack. Got him.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here.
Moves all of them up.
Lots of explosives. Ouch. He perfect shielded that, huh? Good one.
Yeah, you just go from one flat place to another flat
If I
place.
do this,
mean,
like
this one
this,
definitely looks
or like
really
so.
pretty. Like, stage looks
No
pretty,
anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
for sure.
Good, there's Mom.
There's Mom.
You're in a good spot, Mom. Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not. I feel like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it.
Well,
But I mustn't give
Sakurai
up.
do.
I can't waste this chance.
Oh snap! Sakurai's gonna do it.
There's another smash ball. Yes, got it. Now! What are you charging up for?
Big wave, whip of death.
There's still more.
Oh,
Whack!
you need the hammer. Get the hammer.
Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him!
Beat it with a Mario item.
I was trying to fight using Violet's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game. It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
Alright, song collection. Let's check this out.
Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added.
Jeez, 11.
This includes an
I
arrangement
wish
of the
with this
main
DLC
theme
they,
in both
if
Japanese
each
and
DLC they would
English.
add just other general.
I hope you'll
songs
enjoy these
to
as
the
well.
game a lot more. Like they added like Megalovania and some other stuff.
We're also adding in a new spirit board. It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is
Sakurai's
legend
like
class.
they're all popular characters.
Also, there's a new classic mode route, a heroic legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
I'll try it out.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes.
I have
Please
I
take a
have
look.
the pack thing, so no reason not to try it out. DLC. we gonna get Minecraft Steve in this? Or Cuphead? I can see Cuphead shooter. Oh shit! Assassin's Creed. Not expecting that. Oh yeah, Dante. That's funny. I like that. That I'm not surprised by. There's Rayman for you. Oh, Mega Man X. He's not in the game already. I know we had. That's cool though. Alright. Different Mega Man EXE. Yo, Cuphead. I was talking about that. Yo, let's go. Yeah. Put in music track. Death getting that. Sans and Cuphead in together. That's truly ultimate. Now, I'm way more excited about this stuff than I was for the character. That's a shame. I was getting this cool stuff though. I'm definitely getting probably X and Cuphead.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well.
Might be the same like.
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo.
Dark Samus and Richter. Alright.
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th. And now, with the addition of Violet, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie,
Why would you end
Terry
it with a
Bogard,
Fire Emblem
and
character?
Violet.
That's one of the ones you'd start out with. Somewhere in the middle.
From more than 70
know?
fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
I mean, not so much Violet from the looks of it, honestly.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued. Development. Another 5. Okay. 11. 6. Holy cow.
Looks like there will be one more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass
Alright,
Volume
they'll
2.
release
It will
this
be
year.
available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out.
Within the next
And now that
years.
it's official, we intend to move ahead with development.
Alright.
Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
I'm sure they'll wait.
Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase
hear
it.
anything.
Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided.
Okay.
Even if I receive
For
many
love of God,
requests
no more
regarding
Fire Emblem
potential
characters,
candidates
please.
on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
Wow.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume, but this time, here's what we have. It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Cool.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Yeah, special attacks too. Sword and shield.
It's been reported that Super Smash
bombing
Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game in the world. Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
Yeah, even though it's used more as a party game, it's something I've.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1.
Outfit.
Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
And it really has. It really has. Ultimate has really lived
Also,
up to its name.
I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
All right. That was the stream. So the DLC was a Byleth. I'm not crazy that they're adding another Fire Emblem character, especially all the crazy characters we've gotten for the DLC packs. Just get someone like this feels such an underwhelming 5th character, the final DLC of pack 1 character we got, and that's, you know, that's who it was. It's definitely disappointing for me. You know, I haven't played Fire Emblem, but it definitely seems like just another kind of whatever character. They seem to have some good things, some bad things, but another blue-haired, sword-wielding protagonist. The stage, while visually it looks very pretty, it's also very flat. And they have 4 tiers, which is kind of cool, but they're all flat. So it doesn't really change up that much. I'm really excited for the Mii costumes. I think those look a lot more interesting with Mega Man X and Cuphead, and there's some other, you know, cool ones. Altair was very surprising. I think Ixie was kind of cool too. No Minecraft Steve, no Dante, no Waluigi, no Gino. But they are going to have another DLC pack. There's going to be 6 characters instead of 2 or 3 or 5, which is really cool. That means the floodgates are really open for a ton of characters. They seem to want to add any big characters in any of them. I love to see Doom Guy as a Mii Gunner and Minecraft Steve as a sword fighter, because I don't see him as a natural character. And like some other characters here and there. I still want to see a Sony character. You know, Crash or Spyro or a Jak and Daxter, something like that. Overall, I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm not going away with this unhappy. You know, we'll see how he plays. He could play fine. He could play not. But I just don't care about Fire Emblem that much, considering how much characters we got in the last game, and just feel like such a weird addition to this game. I think they wanted to add as the last one because it's a newer game, but were they just doing that? Hey Pikachu, what's up? But are they just doing that to promote the new game? Were they made with Smash in mind? Was the game made with Smash in mind? I don't know. There's a lot of things I haven't, a lot of thoughts I've got. Because you have, at the beginning, it did sound like Sakurai was kind of like, okay, hold on a second to everyone, just so you're not disappointed. You just bear with me. It did kind of sound like that a little bit. Don't know if Sakurai kind of understood it as well. Don't know if he was made to do it. He seems to like Fire Emblem well enough, considering all the Fire Emblem characters in Smash. But it is what it is. We got this character. I'll still try it out. But I like the DLC overall. I like Joker. I don't really play as him. I like Terry. I didn't really play as him. Banjo's really fun. Hero, I think, was pretty fun. Not a ton of characters I play with a ton, except for probably Banjo, maybe a little bit Piranha Plant. But yeah, you know, I'm excited for the Cuphead Mii Fighter. So Cuphead and Smash. You have Cuphead versus Sans. That's awesome to hear. So thank you all for joining this live stream. I'll do all other events like this as they come around. Look forward to my new videos that will be coming out weekly. And until then, have a nice day.